Now let's talk about something many IELTS candidates experience: getting stuck at Band 6. First, it's important to understand that Band 6 does not represent failure. A Band 6 score means that communication is generally possible, but the examiner can clearly see limitations in control. In other words, the student can express ideas, but those ideas are not developed or controlled strongly enough to reach the higher bands. Let's look at the most common patterns examiners see in Band 6 responses. The first is underdeveloped ideas. This happens when a student states a point but does not explain it or support it. For example, a student might write, "University education is important for society." That statement may be true, but on its own, it is not developed. A higher band response would extend the idea by explaining why it is important and what the consequences are. Another common issue is repetitive vocabulary. Band 6 responses often rely on the same words repeatedly. For example, a student may write important several times in the same paragraph instead of using alternatives such as significant, essential, or valuable. Next, we see predominantly simple grammar. Many Band 6 responses rely almost entirely on short, independent sentences. For example, many students want to study abroad. It is expensive. It is difficult. While these sentences are correct, they do not demonstrate grammatical range, which examiners expect at higher bands. Another pattern is mechanical cohesion. Students sometimes overuse linking words like firstly, secondly, and also. These connectors appear repeatedly, but do not always help the argument flow naturally. Finally, Band 6 responses often contain incomplete arguments. The question is technically answered, but the response remains superficial. The writer presents an idea but does not explore its implications, consequences, or deeper reasoning. The key point here is this: Band 6 candidates can communicate, but their responses often stop too early. The ideas are present, but they are not fully developed. In the next section, we'll examine what changes when a candidate reaches Band 7, and how responses begin to show stronger control and development.